we have a lot of music submissions we want to check out and give our reaction to. These are all submissions from you guys, the audience, the listeners, and there's a lot of like independent artists or smaller acts out there that want to get their music out there and be heard. And this is one of our ways that we like to expose some of the talent out there, because we can't always create, a post or full-on content for each and every one of you guys out there, but we can definitely listen to some of your singles and do it live. So let's just hop right into it and check out what we have, what you guys have sent us. Let me transition over. Here we go. Let's just right into it. All right. Connecticut's American Thrills released new video for a song titled Sinking from their debut LP, Parted Ways, out now. So let's give the video a watch.
Just like it always did back then. It's that sinking feeling I knew right as we met, that one day we hung like friends for the last time, but we didn't know it yet. And this feels like
definitely kind of that classic American rock sound and feel. A little bit funky, but this song's particular definitely feels like more just kind of classic rock feeling.
Make a wrong turn, let it die, let it thrive, let it burn through me alive, and get fell to pieces, just like it always did back then. We always pick it up and put back the pieces. It's that sinking feeling I knew right as we met, that one day we hung like friends for the last time, but we didn't know it yet. And it's strange how you can always turn back time in your head. It's strange how you can always turn back time in your head. Let it die, let it thrive, or let it burn through me alive. Let it die, let it thrive, or let it burn through me alive. It's that sinking feeling I knew right as we met, that one day we hung like friends for the last time, but we didn't know it yet.
It was all right. Like I said, kind of just generic, kind of classic American rock sound. I don't think it did anything particularly exciting or new or different than anything you typically hear from that kind of genre. I think it was solid overall, nothing special or really to blow you away, but they do have a new album out, so check them out if you like that. Ron Gallo unveils Yucca Valley Marshall's new single. About to go on tour of the US and EU, and I do South by Southwest. New LP out March 3rd. So let's give this one a listen. It's another video. Juan Gallo. Okay, so it's a quite literal reference to the Marshalls in Yucca Valley, which is, I believe, California. So there's that. So far, kind of trippy, a little bit psychedelic. Let's hear more. I don't even know what genre this would be. Kind of like indie rock, indie pop, dreamy. What is it called? Like shoegaze, dream gaze. Kind of got that feel to it. Yeah, kind of a mix of everything. A little singer songwriting also. Yeah, it's all right. Again, interesting. There's some interesting things he's doing there. Not the kind of topic you would typically hear in a song. Kind of feels like a little bit of a throwaway, but a bit slow, a bit kind of drags on a bit, but I'd be interested to hear more of like what else he has, because some of the stuff he's doing musically was interesting. Just wasn't a big fan of the topic, I guess, or some of the lyrics and that he's talking about. But next up, Tiny Ghost 2. We actually did a single premiere for, might have been their first single that they've ever put out. I think it was called What For towards the end of last year. So they're dropping a new single called Amor Amor. Yeah, let's check it out. Kind of dream pop, indie pop duo out of Brooklyn.
Estamos los dos rompiendo las barreras.
Okay, so yeah, the singer was Latin, from Latin America. I forget which country in South America she was from, but I do remember that being talked about in one of their press releases. So this song sounds like it's gonna be maybe mostly all in Spanish. I guess that kind of makes sense for the title name, Amor Amor, Love Love.
Porque nuestras metas serán altas. Muchas necesidades sin agradar. Con esos juegos sin conformar. Yo sé que no estarás con la mentalidad. No estabas listo, no estabas listo. Amor, amor, hoy vale nada.
Okay, I do like the guitar dropping in and things picking up a bit, because I was gonna say this feels a bit underwhelming, underproduced, kind of Fruity Loops sounding, but not in a good way. But when that kind of drop came in, things definitely started to pick up a little bit.
Y nos fuimos de bajada. Líneas no pude cruzarlas. Me rendí muy obligada. Pensé bien la idea de estar juntos tú y yo. Pero ¿a qué precio? ¿A qué precio? Amor, amor, hoy vale nada. Y nos fuimos
Forgot to unblur it, but definitely not my favorite song. Like I said, starting out, I was definitely a bit underwhelmed. Things definitely picked up when more of the, guitar instrumentation kind of dropped in. It almost kind of sounds like one of those kind of cheesy songs that you would hear on like an anime soundtrack or something of that genre, but not my favorite. I definitely like their first single a lot more. But still a fan of them, but that one didn't quite click with me. Okay, Sacramento singer, songwriter, producer, and audio engineer Maybe Tomorrow unveils a new video called F You. I mean, he spells it out, but I'm sure you can figure out what that means. Okay, I was definitely going to say, definitely feeling some kind of like little Peep kind of references and influences. But apparently that makes sense because he engineered for Little Peep back in 2016 and even produced some of the songs on Peep's album that was released after his death called Everybody's Everything. So, yeah, I was definitely kind of feeling those type of influences going on here, kind of alternative rock, rap, emo thing that was a big wave for a while. It's kind of down a bit, but it's still out there. So the production definitely has kind of that catchy, instantly catchy SoundCloud rap kind of production and feel to it, which makes sense because he's around producing during that era. But outside of the production, the songwriting isn't obviously super strong, and vocally, I think he has a lot of work still to be done as a singer. But definitely feels like kind of a first attempt at putting on his own kind of music. That was a terrible line. I'm sorry. That was an absolutely terrible line. But it's got potential. Like production wise, I think it's got potential. It's not necessarily my favorite type of production, but it's certainly that kind of SoundCloud era rap production that became really popular with the youth. And you can see why it's got that kind of catchy feeling to it and bounce. And then when you mix it with kind of the more emo songwriting and lyrics, it creates something interesting. But it's got potential. But as of right now, it's got a lot of work to do. He's still got some work to do. Next up, City and Color releases cinematic new video for Meant to Be. Another video. Okay, this is sounding good. This is sounding really good. Super emotional, super guys, kind of impactful type of song that'll put you in your feels. Definitely a ballad. Reading more about it, it is a song that was serving as like an elegy or dedication to a best friend who tragically passed away. Not exactly sure when, but yeah, the singer who is currently performing, Dallas Green, is dedicating the song to a friend who he lost. And you can definitely feel that in the production, the vocals so far, and just the emotion that's like oozing out of this track. I like it so far. Super powerful, like I said, super impactful. Definitely gets you in your feels. And like I said, man, it's a very strong ballad. Very strong ballad. I'm liking this one so far. First round of applause for the night, man. And normally doesn't take that long, but it's well deserved. Phenomenal song. You know it's a great song when you automatically just start singing along because it's just so catchy and like instantly like familiar and recognizable. That's great songwriting right there. Very strong song. I can see that one definitely catching on and getting a lot of play. It's a great song. Shout out to City and Color and Dallas Green. Let's do how much time? Yeah, we got time for some more. Let's LA based That Summer releasing a single. We've already said goodbye. Seems like it's a collaboration between Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers drummer Steve Ferrone. Check this one out.
All of the things I thought I'd say to you, baby, I'm scared when you're not here. When we started out, there was no doubt we're dreamers. Now I'm a mess since the day you left. And we've already said too much, and we've already gone too far, and we've already said goodbye. We both walked home, you held my hand and said, I'm listening, I want to hear. But you shut me out and made the bed with him. Now I'm waking up in a cold, cold sweat. And we've already said too much, and we've already gone too far, and we've already said I was tired of waiting for you. You're not ready anyway. Every time you run back in my life, you're like a renegade. Oh.
Yeah, kind of checking them out. They don't seem to have like a ton of social following, or don't seem like a lot of people know about them all that much, based on what I'm seeing on like IG and other social media platforms. But this song is super well produced. Sounds so professional, very clean, very catchy, and a good mix of different genres. I'm liking it. I'm actually like this a lot. Shout out to That Summer.
And we've already said too much, and we've already gone too far, felt are gone.
Kind of like another ballad, like the previous song was too, but also got like a good mix with like a lot of poppy, upbeat elements that makes it a type of song that you can kind of listen to in almost any situation. And yeah, that's a tough mix to kind of pull off two very different kind of emotions clash from each other. But I think they did a really, really good job of that, and things just meshed so well. That was a great sounding song. I'm interested to hear more from them. Shout out to That Summer. Next up, submission from David Jacobson and the Space Wizards. Space Wizards. Okay. I'm expecting some like super either like 80s retro type of sound or some like super trippy psychedelic-esque shit that you can't really put a name on to. But here we go. NYC act David Jacobson and the Space Wizards. They have a new album out called 2. New single called Dream Bed, and it touts bouncy synth pulses and soulful vocals. Okay. Not really sure what that is, but let's check it out. Yeah. I don't know if that was the type of sound I was expecting from this, with the name like and the Space Wizards. I don't really know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that, but not totally bad about it. Yeah, I kind of see where it said like synth beats, but like with soulful kind of elements. It's definitely got like soulful, poppy singing. But then the beat is, I just don't even really know how to kind of explain that. Like, I don't know where I would put that genre wise, or like what other type of sounds I would say are akin to it. This is if anything, this is a pretty original. Man, like I said, I had no idea what to expect. Took me on quite a journey right there. Musically, it's a bit all over the place, but somehow it all works together. And as the song went on, it definitely grew on me more and more. I think, surprisingly, I think the vocals were great. Production was interesting to say the least. First, I wasn't feeling it. The synths were feeling a little corny, a little cheap, but somehow, as it went on, it just grew. Had a little earworm effect and had me bouncing and vibing a little bit. Shout out to them. David Jacobson and Space Wizards. Okay. Next up, Luke Petruzzi has a new track coming out called Photographs. It's a stylish electronic pop sound with dark, soulful appeal. Okay. Don't know what that means either, but let's check it out.
When your heart is laying down, I thought of you, how we felt.
Okay. Get very I guess like James Blake kind of feel. I guess that's kind of the I guess that's kind of the artist and sound that I kind of compare to so far. That definitely had like very James Blake kind of feel, especially when that kind of heavy synth bass kind of dropped in right there. I like that.
Then we fell apart. Photographs of our eyes yours to mine. I hit my full heart. How do you talk it out when your heart has any doubt? How do you talk it out when your heart has any doubt? How do you talk it out when your heart has any doubt? How do you talk it out?
That's hard. That's tough. So many things going on right now. How he's like layering the vocals on top of each other, building like this kind of cascading melody type of feel and sound, making it sound like a lot bigger. And then the electronics and the synths and the bass are like really picking up and kicking in right now. That's just that nice, that pocket. It's a nice little pocket right there. He's going.
When your heart is letting down, how do you talk it out? When your heart is letting down, how do you talk it out? When your heart is letting down, how do you talk it out? When your heart is letting down, how do you talk it out? When your heart has any doubt.
Luke Cruzy. Okay, man. That's one of my favorite songs we've heard tonight. Yeah, like I said, that is the close comparison I can kind of think of that does it at any type of high level would be James Blake. There's not a lot of people and artists out there who can do that kind of sound and pull it off and make it sound so good and tight like that. But he's definitely one to look out for. Definitely be checking out for more what he has to offer, because I was feeling that a lot, quite a bit. Let's do like two more. Munich, Germany, Straight Line released a new video for Earth Defenders. All right. I never really know what I'm gonna get with German artists, but let's check it out. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know what to expect with German bands and artists. I think that they are, it's definitely an incredible like wave and just kind of gene in German artists to be like super experimental. So we get a lot of like experimental type music, but this is not it. This sounds very kind of straightforward punk. I guess the label is called Straight Line Punk, so it's kind of straight line punk. It definitely feels, you know, when you hear like pop punk, this is kind of the sound that comes to. So, I mean, the production, the instrumentation's all good. It's all solid. It's kind of, even if it's kind of the sound that you expect to hear, and I've heard kind of like 1,000 times without necessarily being able to put your finger on which song you've heard it from. But I think when it comes to punk, that's kind of pop punk specifically. It's kind of, you know, there's a lot of that kind of samey type of feel that goes on. But I think what kind of separates artists and bands from one another is kind of the messaging. A lot of the messaging with punk is kind of like that kind of culture. You know, fight the power, fight, you know, what's going on, speaking out against, you know, the things that are wrong in the world and your community and your country. But while this one seems to be speaking about, I guess, environmentalism, that's what I would kind of take from it. It's not particularly strong. lyric wise or catchy in that way either. So I think the message is kind of the weakest part of the song. That was kind of the social commentary that I was speaking of. That is kind of what sets punk apart, and that kind of messaging is what separates punk artists from other punk artists. I just don't think the way that they're conveying it is in particularly strong. Like I said, musically it's fine, instrumentation's fine. It's, you know, it does enough to kind of get your head bobbing and kind of nodding along in that punk rock kind of sense, but the messaging was pretty weak to me. Next and last, I would say for today, Will Epstein released a new single / music video titled Oyster Bay. All right, let's check that out. That riff right there is super catchy. Super catchy. That's a groove. That whole production, this whole production is a groove, man. This is a groove. I can hear like a, give me like a good 10-minute loop of this. I'd be. I think that's a perfect way to end, you know, listen to y'all's music submissions. This is one of the best ones that we've heard tonight. The groove was incredible on this one. Production was great. Very kind of hypnotic. Yeah, I'm like super excited to kind of like dive back in and then kind of explore more of what he has, more of what he has to offer, and just more of what all you guys have to offer in general. Shout out to everybody that we kind of listened to today. Thanks for submitting your music. Keep sending us music. Love to hear it. Love to see you guys out there creating. And for everybody that we couldn't get to, you never know. You might be in our next show or next couple shows or whenever. You never know a song that will kind of pop up and make the list. We get a lot of music sent to us, so we can't get to everybody, but we try to get to what we can. But yeah, so shout out to everybody that sent us music. Enjoy listening, kind of opening ourselves up to new artists, new musicians, new music, new sounds, and kind of showing you know, the community some artists that they may not have heard of. So again, shout out to everybody who submitted, and keep sending us music. You might make our next one. But that's it for music submissions, or what I like to call mailbox music. Let's get to the main show and event.